Well, I'm super excited. I'm super excited to be back with you guys. I have been on a like 8-country tour, and Jamaica is the last country before I go home, and I act like I have some sense and rest after I do a few other things in California. But I wanted to teach you a technique, my very first time teaching this technique here, and I'm super excited because as you guys are meeting each other, you want to make the most out of your connections. My entire career has been shaped by the connections I've made. 18 years ago, I had a dream. I wanted to travel the world, run my mouth, and autograph anything. I wanted to inspire people. I wanted to change lives. And literally, I knew I had a gift, but I needed skill set and talent to couple with the gift. I needed contacts. I needed connections. And I learned this technique years ago, and I have been using it ever since. And it literally, this technique alone has helped me to raise over $4.8 million in investor dollars. Anybody want to know the technique? The technique has helped me to add valuable people to my team. It's helped me to really build my business, and my business helped me to transform lives. So I want to give you this technique. Mindvalley asked me, can you give us a connecting technique? Now, this technique is going to toss the elevator pitch out the window. How about we do that? It's old, it's outdated, and it's so 08. So we're going to toss it out. So before I start, I have to just acknowledge my team. I'm excited my team is here. And my niece, my adopted niece is here. I've been telling her for years that she needs to come to A-Fest, and she's here. So y'all make sure y'all treat her right. Charlie, would you stand up? Give her some love, you guys. It's my niece. It's my adopted niece. You know how when you have a dream, sometimes you're the only one that can see your vision. And years ago, and you have to find someone who can hold the vision with you. And that's what Mindvalley is about. Years ago, I started a friendship, probably 16 years ago when she was little, with her mom. And her mom and her dad, struggled, had challenges for years, like any other entrepreneur. And then they hit it big. You turn that corner and life is drastically different for them. I only met them when life was drastically different. I was still struggling when I met her. And I would go to Ann's house, her mom's house, and I would go to her house and I would touch. Remember I told some of you guys yesterday about the touching? You guys are in my suite. Well, this is her daughter. And I would touch all of her furniture and I touch everything. And she said, why are you doing that? I said, because I believe that God said where there's zero distance between you and it, it's for you. And I didn't necessarily want the material things she had. I wanted the abundance and the prosperity that she had created for herself. So I wanted to know it was for me. And so for years, I would walk through their house and I would rub their spiral staircase. I would rub their gym. I'd rub everything. And 16, 18 years later, Ann and I, when we get together, she looks at my life and she goes, it worked. And so last night I had an in-suite. I let people come in my room. We had a great time. Those of you guys were there, yes? We had a great time. And I just let them ask me any question. We just did open coaching about life, about business, about growth, about balance, about harmony, about children, about how to get it all. And I invited them, if you feel inspired, touch the room. It's an amazing space. And so everyone was rubbing things. And I was like, just where there's zero distance between you and it, it's supposed to be for you. Like you're not supposed to be an onlooker of someone else's life. And I don't just mean money. I mean abundance, 360 abundance. Yes, yes? And so I want to teach you a technique to make every contact you have more valuable. Every time you open your mouth, people hear what you're about and what you're up to. And so this technique is called SNAAP, right? So it's going to require you guys to really open your mind. And in the moment, you guys are going to practice it. You guys are going to be snapping all around the room. And the elevator pitch is forever buried. Can we just agree with that? Like it never worked in the first daggone place, right? So first I want you guys to focus and then do this with me. Now for those of you guys who have a hard time being on beat, just focus, focus, focus. Don't try to talk and snap, just snap at first. There we go. There we go, come on. Snap, snap, snapatize. To be clear, concise, powerful, and quick would be wise. Snap, snap, Snapatize. To be clear, concise, powerful, and quick would be wise. These are the guidelines. Snap. Come on, y'all. Snap. Snapatize. To be clear, concise, powerful, and quick would be wise. Come on, y'all. Your turn. Snap. Snap. Snapatize. To be... Yep, that's right. Excited and everything. Snap, snap, snapatize. To be clear, concise, powerful, and quick would be wise. Come on, you guys. Snap, snap. To be powerful and quick would be wise. Okay, stop. Why would I have you do that? Because later you're going to be networking and you're like, what did she say? And you're going to remember it. So snap is a technique you can use to really elevate the path of connection and to increase the value of the contacts that you get. So when you look at the power of SNAAP, SNAAP has a technique that nothing else has, super networking at an accelerated pace. So we're going to replace the elevator pitch with SNAAP. Now, from this point on, I want you to always do a SNAAP. So the benefits of SNAAP, it's a faster connection. You obtain more valuable contacts, and I'll show you this in a minute. Right now, I'm just telling you, you replace the boring elevator pitch, you talk about your results. In the first 60 to 120 seconds, I really want you to do it in 60. Newbie, and then once you have advanced, you'll do it in about 45 seconds. Watch, I'll show you how you can do that. You speak more to the wins or the results. Say results. The results that you create in the world versus the process. Most people want to talk about what they do. Whenever you hear someone tell you about what they're up to, they're going to tell you what they do. If you want to increase your USP, your unique serving proposition, don't tell me what you do. Tell me the results of what you do. People's listening will naturally shift, and I'll show you how that occurs in a moment. Don't make your client guess. When I say your client, everyone you talk to is a prospective client, prospective partner, prospective investor, prospective whatever it is you're looking for next. Don't make them guess what results you produce in the world. This here can change the game of how many clients you get. When I teach my students how to do a SNAAP, matter of fact, my camera guy was just at an event with us 4 days ago, whenever we left Atlanta, and I was teaching SNAAP, this very same thing. And I have a text in my phone where he said, I was on the plane, Lisa. I snapped the guy sitting next to me, and I got a gig. He said, it works. Holy sh! I was like, yes, it works. Tell them how. Tell them what you create. Don't tell them how you do it. Tell them what you create. Immediately let the person listening know what's the WIIFM for them. What's in it for me? People don't want to know what you're up to. They want to know what does it do for their lives. And so I'm real fast. I'm teaching a very different keynote this time, and this is really not a keynote, it's just a technique. So I've been asked to help your networking increase. So that's what we're about to do. And you want to always end with a question. Now that's a natural disruptor. You go to any other networking mixer, you're going to be the only one ending with this kind of question, guaranteed. And I'm going to show you how to do it in a moment. And so now, the idea of a SNAAP, you want to write this down. The SNAAP speaks to the result, not the process. The SNAAP tells me as a result of what you do, how is the world a better place? How is the world a better place? So I'm going to have some people come up, and I'm going to have you practice your SNAAP, and then I'm going to have each one of you practice your SNAAP, but I want to kind of get you in that mindset first. So who wants to practice their SNAAP with me? Who wants to practice? Come on up, sweetie. So, is that a second mic? Great. Give her some love while she's coming up, you guys. Wake up, y'all. Wonderful. We spent yesterday together, didn't we? Alina, right?
Yes.
Alina. So now, remember the guidelines. The guidelines, 60 seconds, okay? Speak to the result, not the process. That's going to be kind of challenging for some people. You might nail it. Everyone wants to talk about process. And end with a question. So I'm going to let you kind of take the first stab. And by the way, everyone else, you guys got to thank her later because she took the first shot. You guys will all do better than possibly she, because you'll have my coaching that I'll give to her. So they all owe you. So owe you. Free dinner for you tonight. Take her out to dinner. All right. So all you do is practice your SNAAP. Think about what do you do? What's the result that you create in the world?
It's about my work, right?
It's about your work. So assume these are prospective customers. So a lot of times the distance between you and everything you need is language. Professional and personal. You upgrade your language. Say, upgrade my language. Say, upgrade my language. Wake the hell up. Upgrade my language. And everything else follows. If you upgrade your language, everything else follows. Everything else follows. When people come to me, my students come to me and say, I can't get enough business. I say, what's your language? And I look at their verbal language or their written language. I look at their video language. I look at their language on stage. And the moment we upgrade all of that, all of a sudden their biggest challenge is managing the influx of clients. So let's work on your language, okay? Don't worry. Well, wherever we start is fine. It's great. Well, it'll get amazing.
I have 60 seconds.
So I'd like 60 seconds. Can you put 60 seconds on the clock for me, Jason? I like 60 seconds. You'll see it right here. Wait, don't start yet. Do 60. You're on freaker out if you start it.
What do you know at the end?
So it's,
I can do any question
yeah, just asking a question. Well, the question, who do you know who wants X, Y, Z? Go back into the promise. Once you give me something to work with, I'll rephrase it. And then you'll see what I'm talking about.
I can basically ask them anything I want, just as long as I end with a question.
You want to ask them a question that makes them lean into you.
Yeah.
You want to ask a question that makes your presumed client raise their hand. Okay. So you ready?
Yeah.
All right. You guys give a round of applause. 1, 2, 3.
Thank you. So I'm an event planner. I run my own event agency, and we do really top-of-the-tier parties. And we don't just do it in order to spend your money in a beautiful way. We create memories. We create amazing pages in your biography, which otherwise could have not existed. A lot of us in this room, from a certain period in our life, just take our birthdays, for example, as just something that happens every year. But just remember the last time that you actually celebrated your birthday, bringing all of your friends together, and how awesome and amazing that was. And how you got all those phone calls the next day, and people were saying, yay, thank you so much for getting us together. And yeah, you will have to actually invest some money into it, but the result that you get out of it is a lot more. You can't do it alone, usually, especially if you want it to be like really wow. Some of the people in this room know what it's like to throw a party, but we can help you create the most amazing memories that will turn your life upside down. So would you let me throw you a party?
Give her some love, you guys. All right. So that was about 65 seconds. So you started with process, and I want you guys to think about how you talk about your business, okay? Because we all do this. The first thing you did is says, we throw amazing parties. We all do that. I want to challenge you to drop that. Drop that. And just start with the result of throwing amazing parties. What happens? Okay? So I'm going to give you a little sample. Can we start the clock at 60 seconds again? As a result of the birthday parties, anniversary parties, event parties that we throw, people have mind-blowing experiences. They have memories that literally the others are talking about for years and years to come. As a result of what we do, we put you on the map as the best party thrower on the planet. I'm looking for individuals who are looking to have the next best party and be remembered by everyone who comes. Who do you know? 31 seconds. 31 seconds. So what happens is, if most of the time we're telling people what we do, and then right here at the end, we talk about the result. I'm challenging you to cut to the result, move it to the front of the line, start with the result, and then ask who wants that result and resell the result again. And we'll do it again and again and again. Give her a round of applause again, you guys. Thank you. Who else wants to practice? Who else? Sir, right here. Yep. Come on up. Run. Now, in a moment, we're going to get in pods, and you guys are going to practice yourself, because when you do this, literally all of your contacts become more valuable. Because notice I said, who wants to throw a great party, whatever I said at the end. You naturally, who do you know that? And by saying, who do you know, I'm not pointing it right at you. Do you want to throw a party? Then there's that awkward. No, I don't want to throw a party, but I don't know what to say. So I say, give me your card. Right? You say, who do you know that? And they get to say, it's me, or they say, I know someone, or they say, I'm not sure. But it's an easier end. So it's a 45-degree angle ask. Hi, what's your name?
Ken, Ken.
Ken. Okay, give Ken a round of applause, you guys. All right, so 60 seconds. It's going to start right there, 1. So I want you to look down at that clock while you're talking, okay?
Okay.
Here, that'll make you feel better.
I got it.
All right. So I want you to look down at that clock periodically while you're talking so that you get as close to 60 seconds as possible, okay?
Perfect.
All right, begin. Tell me the result that you produce. Tell me the WIIFM for me. And then ask me a question. Who do you know? Try it again. And after this, it's going to be all of your turn.
As a result, African Clothing Company awakens. As a result, African.
Start the clock again. So let me tell you what you're stuttering on. You're saying, as a result, and your company name,
African Clothing Company.
African Clothing Company provides. The reason why you're struggling is because you're going from result to process again. Okay. Everyone's going to do it. If I did each one of you, you go to process. Because we've been trained to talk about what do we do. We haven't been trained to speak to the results instantly. It actually sounds really bold. It actually sounds a little like, wow, like, whoa, that's kind of intense. Yeah, but if you want your USP to rise to the top amongst anyone else, you should know before you start the result you produce in the world. And if you don't know what result you produce in the world, then we need to sit together so we can figure out the result you produce in the world. So every time you open your mouth to that result. Now, that's a bold statement. But that's a game changer, too. It automatically elevates your USP, your unique serving proposition. So the reason why you stumbled is because you started with result, then you went to process. Do you see that?
Yeah.
All right, so I want you to push past process. What does your clothing company do? Think about this. What do I do? So you can get that out the way. Then as a result of what I do, how is my client's life better? How is the world better? How is my student better? Whoever it is you're serving, what happens to their life because you did it? Now, that's where you want to start. I promise you guys, this is a game changer right here. So let's go again. 60 seconds.
As a result, African Clothing Company awakens Africans' youth and Africans' authenticity and power. With every t-shirt we sell, we give back to the youth and help them discover independent thought in Africa. That's our vision, and we drive to help Africa's youth to change Africa to step into its power and authenticity. Who would like to buy a t-shirt?
Come on. That sounds great. Long way from where he started. Long way. And guys, this is a process. It's not something you just learn and then you do. It is a process. It's a muscle that has to be developed. So can I try it?
Yes, please.
All right. He's like, yeah, of course. All right. So and sometimes I have to ask questions to get clear. So you sell t-shirts. And inside the t-shirts, it exhibits African pride. Yes. And the focus of the t-shirt is to empower Africa's youth so that they understand their worth. Okay, you guys get how I'm going all the way to the end? So as a result of the t-shirts we sell, young adults and adults can wear a shirt that exhibits the pride of Africa. The result of us selling t-shirts is that youth feel empowered, they feel inspired, they feel determined, and educated on the power of their heritage and their culture. I'm looking for individuals who are interested in buying a t-shirt that exhibits strength, perseverance, and resiliency while supporting Africa's youth. Who do you know? Hey, 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 give them some love, you guys. So now, I want you to know your SNAAP, and you gotta practice. It's gonna fall out funky, it's gonna fall out clumsy, and if you're up to good in the world and it's nonprofit, still there's a SNAAP. If you're discovering and you're giving back to the society in a way that's not connected to a career, there still is a SNAAP. It's your value, it's your worth, it's your purpose. Whatever it is, it needs to be able to be said in a SNAAP. You have to assume that the person you came to meet is on the other side of the room. And you need to talk to everybody to get to them. So you need to be clear, concise, powerful, and quick, right? And they need to know that you are the answer to their solution. I did my SNAAP over and over and over and over again, and I was one of 4 women at a conference of 800 men. I was the only person of color, and I was the youngest person by 22 years, and I was so scared. But I was more hungry to change my life and my son's life. I was a single mom on government's assistance, and I didn't want my future to look like my now did. And so I practiced my SNAAP in the hotel room night after night after night to be clear and concise, because I would get so caught up in the emotion and I couldn't quite get the words out clearly. And then people would I'd miss the moment. How many of you know by show of hands that something interrupted you in your language and you were in front of people, but you missed the moment because of how you said it? One hand up, two hands up. Let me see. Great. Then let's get that language clear. Let's at least clear it up now. And it won't be the perfect version, but it'll be better than the version you had this morning. So I want you to find a group of 3 that you don't know. And to help you hurry up, I'm going to count from 10 to 1. And you should be with your group by the time I get to 1. 10, 9, 8, 5, 4, 3, 2. Get with a group. Stand up. I want you standing. I want you standing. Let's act like we're at a party, since you're going to be at a lot of parties before we leave. All right. All right. Shh. Hands up. Shh. Okay. So let's practice your SNAAP. What do you do in the world? Think about this. What results do you create? Here's a cheat line. Everyone in this room, until you've done the SNAAP enough, everyone in this room, start your SNAAP with, as a result of what I do. Because that'll kind of help you get to the end, so you don't get stuck in the process. Even though some of you will still go back to the process when you start like that, because we've been trained that way. As a result of what I do, okay? I'm going to time you, so don't worry about timing. Speak to the benefit, okay? At the end, here's a little sneaky thing that you see me do. And I want you to do this little sneaky thing too. When you say, who do you know? At the end, when you say I'm looking for individuals who speak to benefit, 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 and then say, who do you know? For example, I'm the CEO of Motivating the Masses. We teach entrepreneurs how to put a sustainable business model under their dream. As a result of our work, entrepreneurs grow their businesses anywhere from 75 to 250% over the course of 12 to 18 months. I'm looking for entrepreneurs who are ready to take their business to the next level. Who do you know? Did you notice that I'm looking for drops in another plug for what the result is you create? It's that one last plug right before you say, who do you know? So as a result, if you fit, you'll go, me? Right? Now your client is self-selecting. And if they're not self-selecting and they say it's me, they go, oh, my sister needs you, because you spoke to the result, not the process. Does that make sense, you guys? Yes or yes? All right, so now it's your turn. I want to see everybody around here snapping. Right? So I'm going to give you, because I'm feeling really generous, I'm going to give each of you 120 seconds for your first one. All right? So if your back is closest to me, or if that person seems like their back is closest to me, just point at them and tell them they're going first. Say, you're going first. Great. Thank you for volunteering. So the person whose back is closest to me, I want you to go first. I'm going to give you 120 seconds just to kind of get it out and work on it. It's new. Still got to get the cobwebs out, right? And then we're going to shift to the next person. Okay? Ready? And go. Was that good stuff? All right, I want to hear 2 people. Just give me 2 pieces of feedback on what was valuable about that exercise for you to do. I need to hear from 2 people. What was valuable about that exercise for you to just think about? Super networking at accelerated pace, be clear, concise, powerful, and quick, have it between 60 and 120 seconds, speak to the WWIFM, what's in it for me, stick to the results, not the process, and close with a question. So everything, right? 1, right here, if you would stand up and share, and I need a gentleman to share as well. I need a gentleman to share the value for you as well. Is that sort of like a hand up? Gentlemen to share. Right, or all the way in the back. If you would come over to the center for me, please. Yes. What was the value for you?
These lovely ladies gave me advice that I need to give some examples, because I'm quite broad in the founders that I can help. It seems a bit ambiguous, so to think about going, for example, this, for example, that, so that it's not left out.
So giving evidence.
Yes.
See, when you give evidence and you don't make me have to think about it myself, I get to my yes faster because you helped me get there. So that was great feedback. Give her some love, you guys. Clarity. Gentlemen here, what was the value for you?
Hi. The value for me was I've been practicing my pitch now for a couple of years, and I'd never seen where I was missing. And trying to pitch what I do and what results I get, I've done that before, but what I was missing is the imagery.
Yes.
So thanks to my team, they told me, you know, a person who doesn't understand the financial, the startup world, the entrepreneur world might miss it if you don't give them those images. So that one sentence like changed it for me. So.
You up-leveled your energy?
Yeah.
Well, let's see. Come up here.
Okay.
Come on up. Come on, hurry up. Come on, honey, run. He's like, get me on video, hold on. It's like, I'm not missing this moment, Lisa. All right. Not like a spray. Kind of gazelle-ish. Hi. No, that was good.
Energy,
no,
so
that was good. That
I
was
up
good.
my energy.
So, if you're at a networking mixer, and you had, can we put 60 seconds on the clock? And you're moving around, and your primary contact is all the way in the back, but you need to talk to everyone here. Okay. And you need to give them the same amount of energy.
Okay.
Ready? And go.
As a result of my workings, people have been able to open their store to the masses. People have been able to see their products in Europe, in Asia. People have seen their ideas that one time was just a dream on a piece of paper, on a napkin, that we talked about at a bar 3 years ago. Now, they're making 500,000 units. So, what do? I put you in touch with the right people. If you're introverted, I am the face of your organization. I make sure that you get funded. I make sure that your branding is fantastic. I make sure that you're on the market, and you'll see that. So, who do you know?
Give them some love, you guys. All right, so I'm gonna ask a couple of clarifying questions before I redo your SNAAP. Okay? So first question, which I shouldn't have to ask this question. What do you do?
Oh, I do laundry. It's no starch. No, I do business strategy and business coaching.
Okay, great. So when you have a business that's not quite so obvious by what your client gets, you have to give us that. Don't make us guess. Remember, that was one of my guidelines. Don't make us guess. Okay? And then at the end, you just said, who do you know? You missed the opportunity to resell me. So I'm going to take a stab at it.
Okay.
I have creative rights. I'm an artist.
Okay.
Which means I can make up stuff.
Okay.
Right?
I got it.
But you shape it and modify it based on you.
Okay.
So as a result of my services as a business strategist, notice how now you don't have to guess what I do. As a result of my services as a business strategist, I take my clients' ideas from napkin to completion, from concept to store, from idea to the bank. I help you get it done, from the creative design to the product development to all the contacts you need. I'm looking for individuals who have a great idea and you need someone to help you bring it to market. Who do you know? Thank you. Thank you. You can give him the mic. All right. Is that good for you guys? So a SNAAP is a technique, and why do you need to SNAAP? You need to SNAAP because the world needs to hear your voice. They need to have what you have in the world. And so many times, entrepreneurs, we hit so many different walls. The financial wall, the creation wall, yes, anybody? The doing it by ourselves wall. The family don't understand why we're doing this wall, right? We hit so many walls, and one wall is the language wall. I know what I do. I just can't quite articulate it clear enough for my customer to run to me. You must learn how to articulate it. I help people with their language day in and day out. That's what I do. But it's important that you have your language because the world needs your service. The world needs you to do you. The world needs your gift. The world needs your talent. The world needs your light. There's so many people out there waiting to be served by you. And many times the only distance between you and them is that they don't know that you're the solution to their problem. They don't know that you're the answer to their desire. They don't know that yet. And we build, and we hope, and we pray, and we wait, and we wonder. When in fact, it's our job to create such a clear, powerful, impactful piece of language that they know exactly that we're the solution for them. And so my commitment, besides helping people with systems and infrastructure and personal development, my highest end commitment is to help you with your language. Because when you learn your story, your valley, your dip, and where you came from, and why you do what you do, and why that makes you cry, when you understand at a cellular level and at a cellular level why you're up to it, when you can articulate the benefits you bring, when you can help a client articulate the value they got, when you can learn those three components, your biggest challenge is simply enlarging your territory to hold all your blessings. And so in closing, and I always say that the SNAAP and the valley, the SNAAP and the dip go hand in hand. I don't have time to teach you the dip. I've taught some of you that at a previous Mindvalley on the bonus day. But the SNAAP is how you produce results in the world. And the dip, in some cases a valley, is where did you have to come from to get to where you're standing right now to make it. And it's in your valley or your dip that I'm going to choose you. Because when I know you've come through something, people look at my life and you hear my bio, 51 million people or something like that, and 7 bestsellers. People might not know that I got a fail the last time I took English. And my English teacher said I was the weakest writer that she met in her entire life. And the last time I took a speech class, my speech teacher gave me a D- and said, quote unquote, Miss Nichols, I recommend you get a desk job and never speak in public. And that in 1994, I was broken. And that I survived on women, infant, and children, WIC, free cheese, free butter, and free pasta for me and my baby. The only reason why this stage feels amazing and delicious, and I'm grateful for it, is because I know what that stage felt like. And so when you understand your story, and you can share your story in full transparency, and own your brilliance and your breakdown, own your wholeness and the moments when you were in cracks and crevices, and own your confidence and your insecurities. And then you can snap your prospective client. They have 2 very strong reasons to choose you. And so the distance between you and everything you want is in fact your language. I'll be here for the rest of the week helping people fine-tune their language and their businesses. I love you. I love you. I love you. I love you on every level. And once I figured out what I needed to do, and it was just my language, I began to be a crafter of language and a crafter of conversation. And I began to be a diver of intimacy and a diver of transparency and a deliverer of possibility and a deliverer of light, no matter what I touched or what I talked about. And once you have that as your foundation, everything, say everything. Say everything. Everything you touch will feel like it turns to gold. And so as I'm here, I'm excited to serve you, excited to be your sister friend in the journey. Tomorrow night, after I speak in the breakout room, I'll take a few wonderful people up to my suite, and we'll just do the same kind of coaching that I did last night. So if you feel like that's you, we can continue to work on your language if you feel like you want that kind of support or something else. In closing, I'll share this with you. My grandmother, and I always share my grandmother's stories. Y'all know, my grandmother turns 90 years old next month. And she says that, baby, when you get my age, you're supposed to sit in your favorite rocking chair and tell the story of your life. But when you're your age, you're supposed to do everything you can to make sure that the story's gonna be real good to tell. So for the next several days, let's make some good stories, y'all. I love you.